Welcome back. I'd like to once again welcome you to Myths of Rome, Classics 396. I'm Nicholas Sterling, the professor at University of Rhode Island. And again, I'd like to thank you very much for joining this course and being here with me to learn about the ancient mythology of Rome. Thank you also for leaving your introductory note in the introductions forum so that I'll get to know you better. Now that you've been on Sakai, we're going to review the layout on Sakai for this video so that you know where to find the information and documentation that you need, and you'll know how to complete the various assignments, the exams and such, in order to be able to satisfy the course requirements and eventually emerge with a good grade, which is what we obviously want for you. Okay, so I'd like you to pause the video at this point, and please go to Sakai, once again, either open or reopen it, and go to the calendar. Please pause the video, locate the calendar, and open it. Okay, do you have the calendar open? Okay, excellent. When you go through the calendar, and I suggest that you go through it after you watch this video so that you understand its layout, you will see that the calendar has on it the different dates when the course is considered to be meeting in session. It's important that you follow those because those are the due dates when assignments must be turned in on time in order to avoid any late deductions. So pay close attention to when those dates are. They may possibly, depending on the semester when you're taking this course, they may be 1 week at a time, just one session per week, or they may be grouped together in groups of 3 if it's a summer session. So that depends on the semester when this course is being taken. But either way, you must pay attention to the dates so that you know when the assignments are due, and you can complete them properly on time. Okay? Each of the entries on the calendar has at the top of it the YouTube video links, videos like this one, which give you the author information, background information on ancient Roman history, and so forth that's useful. And then beneath that is an outline of the course material that's relevant for that particular day. Again, it pertains to the authors, to the works that you read, and also background on ancient Roman history and culture that will help you to understand better what's going on with the course. So again, pay close attention to those calendar entries. You will also find documents attached to each calendar entry. Those same documents are also attached to the forums too for the dates when things meet, and you can find those documents also in resources or assignments. But the documents provide you information and also give you the assignments that you need to complete. Again, pay attention to those documents. If it's assignments, those are usually discussion questions, and you're asked to complete one discussion question per session. And so again, watch closely for what those are so that you'll know what you need to complete, and again when you need to complete it and submit it so that it will be on time. Okay, so the calendar is vital for you to check each day that you log into Sakai when the course is in session. Okay, resources are additional documents that you need. You have the handouts for all the authors that we're reading in this course, from Catullus all the way down to Apuleius. And you have other related documents like maps and such that can help you. Also, the exams, the midterm exam and the final exam will show up briefly under resources. Pay very close attention to the dates when the exams are due, the midterm and the final, because those exams will show up a few days or a week before the exam is in fact due. However, the exam will be there through the due date, but then it disappears out of resources. So you must be sure to get on resources at the right time to get the exam off of it so that you can complete it. Do not wait till after the due date to suddenly remember that you have to go and get the exam and then discover that you can't find it, because if that happens, you will have to email me, and then you'll receive it late and submit it late and get a big late deduction. So do not let that happen to you. Be sure to get the exam off of resources at the right time, only in that narrow stretch when the exam is actually available for you to get. So pay close attention to that, and don't let any lateness happen to you with those exams. And otherwise, the other resources are there for you to have. and download as needed to get the information and complete the course requirements. Assignments are the discussion questions that go along with the different works you're reading, and also the project that you need to complete. There's one on Heroides, the work by Ovid, and there are also the presentations that you'll be doing on Ovid's Metamorphoses later in the course. So those assignments are provided for you there in a list, plus also you can find those assignments attached to the forums and to the calendar so that you'll see where they belong. And of course the assignments are also listed on the syllabus so that you'll know which ones need to be completed on which day. Okay, big thing now with the forums. There is a date attached to each forum indicating when the assignment associated with that forum is due. Pay very close attention to the date. Once again, you must get the assignment in by that date in order to avoid a late deduction. Be sure that you are keeping close track with the forums and the calendar and the syllabus as to when the dates are due for various assignments. The forums themselves, again, include the documents with them so that you'll know what you need to download and be able to complete. And again, those assignments are the discussion questions and the presentations when we come to those, and the special project on Heroides. And also the forums will indicate to you for pacing purposes when the exams are due as well. Now, each time you log on to complete a forum requirement, there are two things you're expected to do. The first is to submit the assignment that's due yourself on the forum. That's, again, the discussion question or the presentation. That you complete yourself, and that's what you need to complete by the due date in order to avoid a late deduction. The second thing, however, is that after you submit your own entry, you're also required to put a response to another student's entry on the same forum. Now, when you go to your syllabus, you will see the grading, which I'm also going to talk about in a separate introductory video. The 20% of the grade is referred to as attendance and performance. The attendance portion of that 20% is satisfied by your providing a response, at least one, preferably more than one, response each week to some other student's entry on the forum. You must do that in order to satisfy the attendance requirement. If you fail to do that, you will be considered to have been absent from the course that day. Even if you submit your forum assignment, you'll still be considered absent, and you'll get a deduction for an unexcused absence for not having submitted the response to the other student's entry. I will give some extra time after the due date, however, to let students go back and review everything in case they would like to think a little bit about what they want to say to those other entries. So you don't have to get it in literally on the day itself, but you do have to get it in for each week at some point so that you'll complete that particular requirement for your grading purpose. Okay, and of course that's also the point of this course, is to interact with the other students and start working together in groups and teams, even from a distance, so that you can learn more from each other about the course Myths of Rome. Okay, messages are for contacting me directly, and I'll also send out email messages to all of you. If you just use Sakai to contact me by email, be sure to check the box that forwards the message to my email. I do not always check messages directly on Sakai, and if you put it only on Sakai, I could miss it. So check the box on messages to tell me, to tell the Sakai to forward that message to my email address, and then I will receive it that way, and I will respond to you as promptly as I'm able to. But so that's pay attention also to messages coming from me. Be sure you're receiving them, because sometimes there will be important information that you need to have, and you need to be up to date with things. Okay, now the drop boxes. As we mentioned, the forums are where you submit the daily assignments that are due. When you do the forums assignments, enter everything as text directly as entries on the forums themselves. Please do not attach documents to the forums. If you do that, there's a risk that some student who wants to read it will not be able to open your document. So the forum assignments need to go directly on the forums, and those are the assignments that are listed there on the forums. The drop boxes are used exclusively and necessarily for your midterm exam, your final exam, and any other extra projects that you want to do for extra credit or anything else are put into your drop boxes. But the only things that should go in the drop boxes are your midterm, your final, and other special projects. Other assignments should go in the forums instead. And nothing at any point should be emailed to me, because emails to me sometimes get lost. Unless you tell me in advance that you're having a problem submitting an exam on the Dropbox, that does sometimes happen. If that comes up and there's no other way to get it to me, then you can advise me of that and you can email it to me. But I will only accept things by email as a last resort if the other two approaches don't work. And you can actually submit the exams on the forums if you need to, but I do really want them on the Dropboxes first preference. So that's what the Dropboxes are there for. And please, again, make sure that things are put in the correct places so that I'll know where to go to do the grading properly. Okay, YouTube videos list for you all of the videos that are there for each of the days. The links are provided for you so you can watch these videos and get the background information that you need. And then finally, the syllabus has its own separate page, but you can find the syllabus there, or you can find it under resources or under forums. And we'll be talking about the syllabus in the next video to go over its content. Okay, the last thing for Sakai is the IDEA survey. This is the survey that is provided by the university to give background both to the university and to me, the professor, on how the course went. Please, when you get the email saying that it's available for you to fill out, please do go and fill it out. It is valuable information for both the university and me to tell me if there's anything about the course that maybe didn't work as well as it should have, that it needs, some things need to be modified. So that'll help me to make the course better. You know, this is always work in progress, and you know, as good as I think this course is, I'm sure it always could use some improvement. So if there's anything that we need to know, then I can improve things by referring to the IDEA survey. So please do fill that out. There is a deadline for filling it out also, so be sure that you get it in by the deadline. In addition to the IDEA survey, I have my own small survey that I provide for a couple of days at the same time that I provide the final exam under resources. It's called End of Class Survey. That only goes to me, so if you fill that out, submit it in your Dropbox together with your final exam, only I'll see that. And that's an additional way of getting information across to me. If you want to tell me on either of these that you love the course, that it was a great experience for you, of course, I'd love to hear from you to tell me that. But if you have anything that you want to suggest for improvement, these are both ways for you to do that. But please definitely fill out the one for the university. Okay, so be sure that you understand where everything is on Sakai and the procedure that you need to follow for getting the assignments done and the exams completed and the course requirements satisfied. It's really important that you do all of that properly, and if you do, then the course will run very smoothly for you, and you'll enjoy it, and you'll come out with a good grade. All right, the next video we'll talk about the syllabus, so please come on back immediately, and we will talk about the syllabus in the next video. We'll see you.